Hey y'all, happy Veterans Day. So, inside scoop. I just ran across a video of Donald Trump explaining um, the reason why he's never touched alcohol or cigarettes was because his older brother, who had had a major issue with alcohol, had always said, don't drink, don't drink, don't drink, don't drink. And he's really never had an interest in it. So, you got to think on a perspective where he has been in the socialite atmosphere of the elites his entire life and attended all of these different parties and get-togethers and conventions and yes that whatever, and he's never once drank. Everything he's done has been through the perspective of someone who has been ultimately sober. He's never smoked, so he's never felt the anxiety of needing the nicotine to level the dopamine and serotonin in his head on that imbalanced capacity. Now, I can give you a little background on me. My dad's family was swimming in alcoholics. They were all basically raised in the fits of the Depression. My father was born right out on the outsides of it. And alcohol has a tendency to stifle your appetite. So even during, Prohibition and whatnot, people were learning how to make moonshine. Even in upstate New York, it's not just a Appalachia talent, okay? And, they were, keeping their kids drunk to keep their tummies from grumbling. And by the time they were 12, a good portion of them grew up to be dry alcoholics. Some way, shape, or form. God, I had uncles that literally would drink a 6-pack for breakfast. I'm not joking. I didn't drink for probably 3 years. I mean, occasionally here. I went through a 6-month stint where I was trying to find friends with my motorcycle, and I was doing rallies, and I'd go out with them, and I'd go to the bar afterward and bullshit with the bartender because I liked her. She was cool, and it got to a point where I was spending like way too much money, and I was like, you know what, I just need to quit drinking. This is stupid, right? And when I did, I lost 30 pounds and felt great. Got involved with a narcissist and fell back on it because it was the only thing that numbed the pain. It came out of that relationship, and I'm still trying to numb the pain. So my beers at night, yeah, but about the first 6 months afterward, I was drinking like gin and juice and literally drinking myself until I passed out. Yeah, it was like a gallon jug. I was going through about half of it in one day. Yep. Kill the pain. So it goes for saying, there's a lot of people in this world who are struggling with substance abuse and or addictions. And I don't necessarily think it is the substance that they're addicted to so much as what the substance does to numb the pain of what they are experiencing. So, for example, my brother, he'd gotten in a really bad accident. Of course, he was drunk when it happened and served time in jail because of it, and fucked his knee up so badly that they were literally considering cutting his leg off. And he begged them not to. Whatever you do, don't cut my fucking leg off. And he drank predominantly just to numb the pain in his fucking knee. Because it was almost irreparable. And this is coming from a man who, after that, and he got healed, spent his time in jail on his DWI charge, moved and started doing a job where a majority of his work was done on his hands and knees. Trim carpentry. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I said, how do you fucking do it every day? He was like, wear knee pads. I said, they don't fucking work. They hurt worse than the damn floor does. How did... Yeah, shit, 10 years. Till he finally got smart and moved into a superintendent's position. But he still drank. By then he was too fucking addicted to it to stop. Now I have my days. Some days I drink 8, some days I drink 4. Some days I come home and I am too fucking tired to even finish 1. But my anxiety is still heightened after having dealt with the abuse of that relationship, that even though I don't talk about the relationship every single time I get on here, the pain is still there. The experienced pain. Now, I don't have hatred. Well, I do have hatred, but I don't express it as nearly as much as I probably should. And I'm not psychoanalyzing everything that had occurred, trying to make sense of it all anymore. This is my burden to bear, and I'm going to deal with it the best way I can. However, right now it's more like a sleeping aphrodisiac. I gotta go to bed in about half an hour. And I'm not sleepy. So I'm kind of trying to get there. Yeah, I have supplements. Actually, I have them pre-measured. I already took them. They're not kicking in. But my focus is basically ensuring that I eat something good and nutritious every single day. I only eat about once a day. Now, over the weekend, yeah, that was weird. Like Saturday I worked, I got home, I ate something. I had like a salad or something. And then I was up for a few hours and I was just like, so I'm going to bed. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Could not get back to sleep. Doom scrolled for about 30 minutes and I was like, fuck, I'm hungry. So I went and made me some eggs. And then I was up for about 5 more hours. And I went back to sleep, got up at about 10:30, poked around, did some laundry, washed the dishes, cleaned the house, did whatever, took a shower, piddle farted around here, doom scrolled, played my video games on my phone, and was like, all right, time for bed. And I woke up in the middle of the night sometime, God, I don't even know what fucking time it was. All I know is I woke up, my YouTube was still playing, and I was listening to the Make America Healthy Again roundtable with RFK and a shit ton of other people. I sat there and watched that for about an hour and a half, rolled over, tried to go back to sleep, kind of dozed off for a little bit, and my alarm started going off at about 3. Like, well, I got to be to work at 6:30. I guess I'm getting up. But I did not drink yesterday. Nope. And I only had about 4 on Saturday. Just the more anxiety and stress that I have surrounding me at that particular given time will determine how much I drink. I was talking to one of the guys that I work with. He's a darling. He had asked me today. He's like, "So, dude moved. You know, is he called you? Or has he talked to you?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "Man, that motherfucker would not shut up about you." And I was like, "Good or bad?" He's like madly obsessed with you, and you were like not even having it. And he wouldn't stop. And so you got a new Pookie in your life? And I was like, no. And I ain't looking for one either. But him and I were talking about stuff. And one of the girls I'm friends with at work, she's a couple years older than me, actually. Her and I are friends with this one individual. And she's like, yeah, he gets mad if you refuse him. It's like, yeah, that's a New York thing. And I just don't ask people to be involved with my life, and that way I don't get disappointed. It's kind of like I don't get my hopes up for anything good to happen. Therefore, when shit doesn't happen, I'm not disappointed. But given what Trump says, yeah, I would remark that probably as being the best advice that anybody who has a problem with alcohol could give somebody who doesn't have any knowledge of it at all. Is don't start. Don't start smoking, don't start drinking, don't do anything. I used to have this concept when I was growing up, don't knock it till you try it. And there's some people in this world that if they try it once, they're addicted from day one. I don't think, personally, my own personal opinion, I don't think people are addicted because their bodies are susceptible to it. I think people become addicted to a particular substance because of what that particular substance does to that person's mental capacity at the time in which that drug is introduced to the brain. That is what makes them addicted to that drug. Like, for example, opium does absolutely nothing. Like, what was it? Shit, I'm allergic to hydrocodones. But like I had taken what's that one? Percocet, I think it is. Or something else. I had teeth pulled. Once it was done, it was done. No withdrawals, no yearning for it, no. Keflex, I've had to take that. No phase, none whatsoever. You know, I don't I don't know what drugs have the most prominent opioid substances kind of intermingled in there that would make anybody addicted to that particular. So I'm confused. I've had a lot of different scheduled narcotics for pain and surgeries and things like that, and none of them have ever affected me. But cigarettes, it's a dopamine, serotonin, cortisol, adrenaline balance type of thing with me. And that is why I am addicted to nicotine, which isn't mind altering. It's hormonal and chemical balancing. Alcohol kind of suppresses the anxiety, calms the nerves, but keeps me coherent enough to be able to hold a conversation. Now, if I overdo it and I have too much on an empty stomach, oh yeah, I get loopy as loopy can be. Fucking spirograph going on in this head. But it's not violent. It's not belligerent. It's not, bouncing off the walls wanting to kill somebody. It's settle the mood so I can relax. Which is essentially why most people, they come home, they have a couple of beers, they chill, watch TV, sitcom, game, whatever. Coherent enough to do their dishes or their laundry, take a shower, and go to bed. Then you have those that are social butterflies. They need interaction. They need to talk to people. They got to go to a bar. They need the atmosphere. Are they addicted to the atmosphere? Or are they addicted to the substances at the atmosphere? Things that make you go home. But yeah. I appreciate Trump because, one, he's sober as a judge on Sunday. I appreciate him because he used to be part of the Democratic Party, but he saw the direction that the Democratic Party was going. And he started to question its relevance as society evolved. And now it's gone completely off the fucking deep end. I'm sorry. Amir Odom is, oh God, this kid, I would adopt him. If your parents disowned you, boy, I will take you in as my own. Absolutely love the way your brain works, sweetie. I do. He separates the LGB from the TQ. The TQ is the far left, Kamala supporters, current Democratic Party, far left extremists. The LGBs basically are leaning on the Trump side of things. That is why the sociological, it's imbalanced, because you got trans on one side and you got the LGB on the other. LGBs do not think like trans. At all. He's got it dissected and psychoanalyzed and figured out. And considering that he's a homosexual and he's a married homosexual at that, it puts into perspective, this guy knows what he's fucking talking about. And from what I've seen, I have family who are in the LGBT community. They voted for Trump too. Because Trump don't care. What he has a problem with is the trans communities taking over the sociologic perspectives of everybody. And what they are doing is violating anybody who's normal and doesn't have a particular unbiblical type of sexuality. Even the LGBTs don't agree that, you know, if they had a child, even though they fall in this LGBT community, would they want somebody who cooped, trans, still has their parts, violating their child in the inappropriate bathroom? See where we're going with that? That's how deranged society has become. They have co-ed bathrooms. If you have co-ed mind versus body parts, use the co-ed bathroom. It's usually for families, but if your head is different than what you were born with, by all means, partake in the family bathroom. It's safer than going in there and scaring the fuck out of a parent. Or somebody who doesn't know the difference between a dress and pants. You gotta remember, people in the Middle East, men wear dresses. They wear long shirts. That's normal. That's culture there. It's not saying anything bad about them. That's what they wear there. And given the fucking heat, I'm sure it's pretty damn comfortable. Nice airflow going on. You see a picture on a door? They're not proficient in English? Saw a short earlier today. The man followed his daughter into the female bathroom to check it, to see if there was anybody in there. There was a man in there. He was not white skin American. He was probably from Middle East. He was wearing regular casual clothes, pants, sweatshirt, whatever. But over there, men wear dresses. They wear long gowns. Not his fault. Misinterpreted a picture. Especially if he wasn't looking for the male one. Shit, you know how many times I've almost walked into a male bathroom? And instinctively was like, where's the tampon machine? Turn around and walk out. And it's like, nope, this is the wrong one. Look up on the door, it's like, fuck. Because statistically, most places that you go, the female will be on the right and the male will be on the left. Most. Not all, but most. One day it wasn't designed that way. What? About face. No harm, no foul. But, you know, for whatever it was worth, maybe the men's bathroom was nasty. And that guy did not want to go in there. There was no other females in there. It was just him. He didn't go in after. He was already in there. Dad followed his daughter in. He's like, you realize you in the wrong bathroom? The guy felt stupid and he just walked out. Cultural diversity causes confusion. However, what I should have done was posted this phone number. 202-224-3121. That is the number that you want to call to bitch about your representative voting for the wrong fucking person currently under this litigation with Trump assigning. Yeah, so if you want to chew Marsha Blackburn out for being a complete idiot, that's the number you call.